to all my fellow modified car-loving Americans. We all know about the terroristic actions of the EPA against our culture, but someone decided last video to step in and say, EVs, electric vehicles, are a better option. We're going to nip that in the bud today. Let's get into it. So guys, first and foremost, we're like 20 subscribers away from 10,000. That's insanity to me that 10,000 of y'all want to hear me run my suck. But we got a problem. If you love modified cars, if you love customizing your vehicle in any way other than factory, in the link below, RPM Act, go sign it. Go sign it tomorrow. Go sign it Saturday. Go sign it Sunday. Sign it every day until they recognize what we're trying to do. Now, let's dive into the meat and potatoes of today. Somebody thought in their great wisdom on a channel that ends every video by saying stay savage, that coming on and leaving a comment, which has since been deleted because y'all went ham on these people, somebody decided to come in and go, you guys need to get over modifying gasoline and diesel vehicles. EVs are faster anyway. EVs are better for the environment. My Tesla Model X would destroy your car in a drag race. We gonna dive into it. And I've got an interesting way of how I think about EVs that somebody on Instagram kind of instigated my thought process here. But I'm going to start this off by saying, Elon, if by some way on your deathbed you stumble across this video, I'm not talking about you, dog. I like you. I like the way you think. I like your ideologies. But some people just need a kick in the common sense. And we're going to give it to them today. Now, y'all see this giant, disgusting monstrosity to that environment hole in the ground? That is a lithium mine. That's where they're going in right now to extract lithium, which is a metal, in order to be able to power all these electric vehicles. I've never seen gasoline put a hole in the ground like that. And Tesla's already telling the U.S. government we're going to run out of lithium. Okay, Environmental Protection Agency, let me get this right. My vehicle being tuned to burn fuel more efficiently in a cleaner manner to produce more power, is true, is more detrimental to the environment than that? Really? Is it though? And I mean, let's just kind of break it down. Everybody knows, well, most people know, electricity isn't really that efficient of a power source. You are going to have to recharge that thing a lot. Now, we're going to dive into the nitty gritty here. But what I want you guys to kind of take into effect right now is we just had a giant winter storm, okay? And that giant winter storm here in Texas showed us that we have a gigantic hole in our power grid. We have problems that right now are really going to need to be addressed and fixed in our power grid. Now, the average EV, the average Tesla, we'll just go there. Sorry, Elon, got to do it, dog. They require 75 amps of charging power. Now, per U.S. code, just here in Texas, as far as I know, you have to have amperage above 100, okay? Now, if the EPA got their way, what would happen is we would be transitioning over to fully electric vehicles like a lot of states are doing, as they're not going to be selling past 2035. California and New York, I believe, are the only ones so far that are like that, but you know other people are going to be riding that train. Now, let's get back on track. Require 75 amps to charge. Each home is required to be at least 100 amps or above per the national grid. So, if I have 35 houses, okay, and those 35 houses have at least one EV, that means that there is a strain of, let's do it, 2,625 amps on the power grid. What do you think is going to happen to the power grid's infrastructure? I'm pretty retarded and I know what's going to happen. Everything's going to shut down. It's going to cost billions of dollars. Billions and billions and billions of dollars to actually overcome that infrastructure. And you know what that's going to do? That's going to have a bigger impact on the environment than my gasoline vehicle. Man, we are just coming off the train today with all kinds of common sense. Are you guys okay? Are you still feeling all right? Stick with me because we got some more coming. Because I'm going to bring something to your attention that a lot of people aren't really realizing. And it's going to be a bit of a slap in the face. A very hot topic right now in the U.S. is gas prices. Gas prices are going up. We're not going to dive in why. It's not that kind of channel. I'm not trying to get that kind of attention, nor do I want it. But gas prices are on the rise very quickly. And if you have an electric vehicle, you're not worried about that. Now, obviously, electric vehicles don't have to worry about gas. What they do have to worry about, however, is how efficient or inefficient their vehicles use it. They don't get a lot of range. And when they do get time and a place to charge, it takes hours. I believe the average charge time for one of the Tesla models is like 10 and a half hours to get full range. That's atrocious. Could you imagine? Oh my God. Could you imagine making an 8-hour car ride 20 hours? Ugh. Not interested. Especially if I got to sit at John Doe's Diner and eat cherry cheesecake while I watch my EV charge up. Not interested. Doesn't sound like a good time to me. But what I'm getting at here is while I may be inconvenient, they are not getting charged the same taxes as me and you. So what you don't realize is every single gallon of gas that you buy at the pump, right now you're being charged road tax. That road tax can be anywhere from a couple of cents, or it could be all the way up to 53 cents in California. Now, don't quote me on that. Could be off. I saw an article that was outdated. Haven't been able, nor am I really trying to dive into California law because, anyway. But you pay that road tax. Guess what electric vehicle owners don't pay? And they use the same roads as you. Explain to me how that's fair. You get charged every single gallon. Now, there are other things in line right now saying they're going to add $100 to electric car registrations in order to circumvent that, make sure everybody's on the same channel. But let's think about this real. Now, with all my vehicles in my house, we have a total of 58 gallons of fuel capacity through all three of my vehicles. Say we fill those up 3 times a week. That comes out to $34.80 of taxes that I'm paying. So you're telling me I fill up all of my cars 3 times? 3 times over an entire year basis? Guys, I do that multiple times a month. So that means the EVs are still getting that benefit of not having to really pay the road tax. Do you really see that as fair? I don't. Plus, I mean, we got to be honest. Lithium got some side effects. Let's talk about the side effects of lithium real quick and how, well, I would rather use gasoline any day. Now, for example's sake, this is a Tesla Model S's battery setup. It has 15 cells weighing in at a total of 1,200 pounds. All of these cells contain 7,104 lithium-ion batteries at a cost of between $10,000 and $12,000 for you to replace the battery pack if something is too short or fail, which is actually decently common in these vehicles. The reason that we're set up in front of this flag today is because as a former Marine, one of the things that I did is I actually have one of the MOSs in communications. In communications, we use long distance radios, VHF, things like that. But what I'm getting at is we use lithium ion batteries. One, because they lasted a decent while until the batteries went dead, which happened all the time. But one of the biggest dangers we had, one of the things we had to actually have exposure training to was water near lithium batteries, and we had to talk about gas leaks from lithium-ion batteries. Now, do you have any idea what happens if water gets on a lithium-ion battery? It explodes. Not a fire, not a little sizzle, pop, boom. This is all inside your vehicle. So when your 4-year-old spills something, you start getting a little sweet smell, it's time to get the fuck out of Dodge real quick. Next, if you actually breathe in lithium-ion gas, it will burn your lungs. It can kill you decently quickly. It will also leak additional things like carbon monoxide. Any of this stuff is going to be poisonous to you. The cost versus the benefit, I just don't see as there. So I'm going to end this video in a very simple way. Okay. Given what I just told you, what are your thoughts? And do you really believe that EVs are better than gasoline vehicles? I don't. At all. Now, am I sitting here saying that refinement can't happen and later on in life they could be the answer? Sure. But anybody who knows anything about electrical engineering knows that is the most inefficient way to power absolutely anything. We're going to leave it at that today, guys. I know this one's kind of way off in left field. Get a little scientific thinking about how things are working. But if I didn't get it off my chest and get it out in the universe, the EPA is just going to keep trying to attack absolutely everything. Go sign the RPM Act. It's in the link below. Just sign it. And then sign it again, and then get all your friends to sign it. Otherwise, the things that we're doing today, we won't be able to do tomorrow, and you don't want to say you didn't actually give it a shot. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. If you are part of the 10,000, thank you. If not, hit that subscribe button. It's simple. Thank you for stopping by and allowing me to run my mouth, guys. I appreciate all of you. Like, share, subscribe. Stay savage.